What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? We got about 20 seconds, according to ESPN, and we'll watch the top 25 college football playoff rankings. Then we'll get into the show. I'm not sure if Sea-Dog's here yet anyway. What's up, Matt? What's up, Wahoo Brad? Nature Boy? Jeremy Garrettson? Sea-Dog is usually fashionably late. But he does normally show up, and I know he's going to show up after that big win and brag about his winning his bets. Deep fried turkey sounds good. We're getting our turkey from Cracker Barrel. Anybody ever got it from there before? Actually, not just the turkey, everything. The sides, the desserts. All right, let's turn this music up. It looks like the ranking show is about to come on any second now. It's on now. I have a question. Will Clemson be ranked? What do you think? I know they got 4 losses, but it's the end of the season. By the end of the season, you're going to see probably several 4-loss teams ranked. And Clemson, in the past 3 weeks, has beat 2 ranked teams. A top 15 win against Notre Dame at the time. And I don't know, what is Notre Dame ranked now? They might still be in the top 15. And then, of course, North Carolina last week was ranked in the top 20. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think you're going to see a change in the top 4. Probably even the top 5 from last week. I think it'll most likely be in the same order. Georgia, I was about to say Clemson. Georgia will definitely remain number 1 after their dominant win over Tennessee. Then I believe it's going to be Ohio State, then Michigan, then Florida State, and then, who was it? Washington. Is that right? No. Oregon. I don't know. You might see a switch between Florida State and Oregon. That might happen. Smoked turkey. I like my turkey fried. I like it smoked. I like it. How else can you do it? Grilled, baked, shaked. I'll take it any way as long as it's cooked right. I've thought about trying to fry a turkey, but I don't want to burn my house down. And that seems like something I would probably do. While we're waiting, what's up, Kirby's Bell? Ultra Maga Dog, CJ, what's up, everybody? While we're waiting on both, oh, there he is. There's the man of the hour. There's the man with the plan.
Hey. It is I.
You know, it doesn't seem like. Hold on, let's get a gander at Sea-Dog here if we can. Yeah, there he is. I always talk about how fast the college football season goes by, right? It seems like it's only like a couple of weeks ago it started, and here we are at week 13. But I can tell by the length of your hair that it has been 13 weeks. Because you shaved your head. You shaved your head like right when the season started, right? Or right before it?
No, I shaved my head back in July.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it was a little before the season.
Right. All right. But you got a full head of hair again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm not meaning to grow it out like it was. I just don't have anybody to cut my hair right now.
Oh. Well, the
lady that usually did it moved across town.
You don't have a barber shop anywhere near you you can go to?
I mean, I don't know. That's too much trouble, honestly.
Yeah, I can't stand going to the barbershop. But so I'm with you on that. But while we're waiting on this real quick, of course, a lot to talk about tonight with the ACC and Rivalry Week and all that and last week. But just a couple of quick announcements from me, anyway. No shows tomorrow or Thursday. I should be good to go on Friday for the midday show and the call-in show, and then Saturday, I'll do my normal streaming thing. One stream for the Patreon members, one stream on YouTube. I'm streaming Clemson and South Carolina on YouTube, and so the 12 o'clock noon spots and the 3:30 p.m. spots are open. I'll put up a poll on YouTube and on Patreon probably tomorrow morning and let you guys vote like I do every week. We'll do another giveaway. Congratulations to Brandon Pratt for winning last week. So I'll ship out his handy dandy Pigskin Pete coffee mug sometime soon. What else did I want to say? Oh, yeah. Miami and Boston College are playing on Friday afternoon at 12 o'clock. And I just realized that just now. That is during the midday show. So, I might stream some of that as well. Or I guess I will during the midday show. But what do you got going on, Sea-Dog? What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
We have a busy kind of schedule.
Clemson 24. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry, the rankings just came on. Clemson's at 24.
You're good. That's funny.
Ranked for the first time since week 3. All right.
That's awesome. I've got like my mom's side of the family and my dad's, so we got to do those two in one day, and then we're leaving the next day to go to Tennessee to see some of my wife's family. They live up there. Then I got to come back. Like that day for the game Saturday. I'm gonna be at. So
oh yeah, that's right. You're going. Yeah, you're going to the game.
I had a busy freaking holiday.
Yeah,
schedule.
yeah. Clemson ranked, NC State ranked 22, I think it was. Wow. So NC State ranked, North Carolina not ranked. Jeez. That's a rough go there. Who we got? Oklahoma State at 20, Kansas State at 19, Notre Dame at 18, Iowa at 17 at 9-2, and then Oregon State at 16 at 8-3. That's pretty high ranking for a 3-loss team. 16th, isn't it?
I guess if there's not enough 2-loss teams, right?
Well, Iowa's a 2-loss team, and they're ranked one spot lower, but all the other ones are 3. All right,
That
so
makes sense.
the highest ranked 3-loss team is LSU at 14, and Arizona at 15. They're both 8-3. Oklahoma 13, Ole Miss 12, and Penn State 11. Who's going to be 10, Sea-Dog? Where's the 10?
Louisville?
That's where they were last week, right? Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? Probably. I doubt they'll move. They might move up to 9. I don't know, but probably 10, yeah.
They got Kentucky this week.
They have Kentucky this week.
That'll be tough. They don't usually beat Kentucky.
No, they don't. And also I think it's at Kentucky, I think.
I think only once in recent memory that I can recall they beat them.
Yeah. They've had better teams than Kentucky several times over the past 5 or 6 years, and they can't get it done. I do think they have a better chance this year probably than any recent years, though. Kentucky's not very good. Now, defensively, Kentucky's defensive line is pretty solid, but they're pretty one-dimensional offensively. I mean, they lost to South Carolina last week, Sea-Dog. Come on, man.
That's rough.
Yeah, Clemson doesn't have to.
Projecting us to play Kentucky.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what bowl?
Which, I don't know. Maybe the Gator Bowl. I don't know.
The Gator Bowl. Wow.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one.
Tech is ranked 4th in the ACC.
Yeah.
Finished no lower than 4th.
Yeah, I know.
If North Carolina loses, or if North Carolina State loses this weekend, we'll finish 3rd.
Guess what I dug up? I got my little notepad here where we had all of our preseason record predictions for all the ACC teams.
Ah. Well, still got one game left.
So I just looked at them. This is the first time I've looked at them since the season started. And we did, you know what? We didn't do bad. I mean,
we had like Virginia Tech 6-6, and
yeah, we'll go over that here in a second. I mean, there are a couple of them we were way off on, but all in all, we didn't do too bad, really. Louisville at 10, so there you go. We're right about that.
I'm the king of guessing where Louisville's going to be ranked in the playoff rankings.
UMG, you stole MT. Thought, oh. All right, now Missouri at 9. They're 9-2. That's shocking.
That is shocking. That they would be ahead of Louisville. That's crazy.
I just can't believe we're sitting here at the end of November and Louisville is ranked 10th in the country and Missouri's ranked 9th. That's insane.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
Alabama 8, which I think we all knew that was going to happen. They've been at 8 for like 3 or 4 weeks straight now.
I can't think of any justification why Missouri should be ranked over Louisville. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, well, come on, Sea-Dog. You know why. Come on, man.
It's pretty blatant if that's the case, because that makes no sense. Not even from the record perspective, but I mean, you just had Missouri almost lose to Florida, who's horrible.
Texas at 7. That makes sense because both teams are 10-1, Alabama and Texas, and of course Texas has the head-to-head win over Alabama. Will we see a change in the top 6 from last week?
What was the top 6 last week?
They all won. Well, it was Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, Oregon. Washington, Oregon. That's it.
They need to just take Michigan out. Michigan's a bunch of cheaters. They need to be banned from the playoff this year.
Was that the bloated Elvis? Oh, you calling Sea-Dog the bloated Elvis? I guess they're saying you have Elvis hair.
I do.
They're going to have to put Oregon at 6 because they have Oregon at 6 because they have the head-to-head loss against Washington. Even though, I mean, I guess you got to do that because the playing the games matters and all that. But I don't really think there's anybody alive right now that believes that Washington's a better team than Oregon right now. But whatever. That's why they play the games, I guess.
You want to know something crazy?
What?
Touchdown Tim was talking to Michael Penix's mom on Twitter.
What?
Why? Dude, it was nuts. It was like, and they were talking about how his name sounds like penis.
Oh my God.
He was like, he commented on some post about him saying best name in football, LOL. And somebody said, why? I don't get it. And he said, it sounds like penis if you change one letter. And she replied to him. And she said, it sounds like grow up. And he said, meant no disrespect, ma'am. Your son is one of the best players in the country and my Heisman favorite. And she said, and he was like, I love the name. I think it's amazing and it's the best name in football. And she was like, well, thank you. That means a lot. Like,
he buttered it up a little bit.
Yeah. He was like, she was like, well, thank you. That's very nice. She's like, yeah, a lot of people take a shot at the name. It gets old.
Yeah. I never even.
So the freaking adventures of Touchdown Tim out here. He's on here talking to one of the best quarterbacks in the country's mom on Twitter. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I never even thought to think his name sounded like penis, but I guess it does.
Yeah. I think Desmond Howard said he had big Penix energy. He was telling the mom she should embrace it because it's funny.
Who said that a minute ago? Oh, Country Tiger said he thinks that Florida State and Washington are going to flip, and Washington will be number 4. Now, I don't know, maybe.
That makes sense, but
yeah, because they had
State is still undefeated.
Yeah, and they won.
I guess Washington is too.
And Washington had a ranked win against Oregon State last week on the road. So maybe that might be true. Or will they, feel sorry for Florida State with the Jordan Travis injury and keep them at 4? I don't know. All right, here we go.
I really hate that for Florida State, man. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think if they somehow manage to get in the playoffs, they're gonna just lose to whoever. That really sucks.
Georgia, number 1. We'll bring on Slim here in a second, as soon as this is over with here. Georgia, number 1.
Yes, get all my debtors in here.
Ohio State going to be number 2. You got your. I sent you your.
I know, but I gotta take a victory lap on the show.
Have you received your money from everybody yet, or?
I've got it from you and Celine.
Ohio State 2. So the top 4 is going to, well, maybe not. Top 3 are definitely staying the same. Michigan will be 3. Whoever that 5th team is going to be the one that's upset. Even though we still have, the rivalry week this week and then the championship games before this is all decided. So I don't know what, whoever's sitting at 5 shouldn't get their underwear all in a bunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Michigan 3.
I just thought of something I want to do. I just thought of something. I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, you can talk about it.
Yeah, while he's doing that, I'll just bring on Slim.
Well, hey,
Someone
Slim.
to talk to.
What's going on, man?
And they're dragging this thing out.
Hey, Slim.
What's up, Slim?
Another day in paradise.
Yeah, I hear you.
Sure is. Sure is. I'll be right back.
Is Sea-Dog in a bunk bed? That's what it looks like. Yeah, I think they have to do that.
Yeah, it's a bunk bed. This isn't where we sleep. The camper does have a bunk bed.
The bunk bed, that's your YouTube studio.
Yeah. You see this right here? That holds old Sea-Dog back.
Oh, bunk bed, 300-pound capacity.
That holds old Sea-Dog back from hanging out in here too much.
That's funny.
I'm kidding. I don't weigh 300 pounds.
I was gonna say, who sleeps on the top bunk, you or Mrs. Sea-Dog?
Yeah. No, we have a bed in there.
You're not a bottom?
I'm in here. No, yeah. No, I'm on the regular bed.
Oh, Washington jumps Florida State. So some Country Tiger called it. So Washington 4, Florida State 5. They just swapped.
I mean, as long as Florida State wins out in the end, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But you're going to hear Florida State people bitching about it. We lost our quarterback, we still won, this and that. I mean, although they were losing by a couple of touchdowns early in that game, weren't they?
Well, they were telling me and T2I early in the season that they couldn't even afford a loss. Like, I mean, they were going full Miami conspiracy on us. Like, everybody's trying to keep them out, and if they even got one loss, they had no chance of making the playoffs.
Well, it's funny because Clemson radio is saying the same thing. And when I say Clemson radio, what I really mean is a guy named Walt Deptula, who does the afternoon radio show on the Clemson flagship radio station. Mm-hmm. And he was going on and on about how ESPN is in bed with the SEC, that whole thing, and that they're going to try to find a way to get Alabama in and keep the ACC out.
Well, normally I try and argue back against that because it does tend to be more of a brand name thing necessarily than SEC. But I mean, they're kind of making it to where even I can't argue against that much.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Florida State's a name brand.
Having Mizzou above Louisville is unacceptable.
Well, not only that, like how many times we looked up this year and we're like, why the fuck is LSU still in the top 25? Why the fuck is Tennessee still in the top 25?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. So only really one big change in the top 10 there, and that was Washington jumping Florida State. But it's like you said, if Florida State wins out, there's no way that they can justify keeping them out of the playoffs as an undefeated conference champion. That would go against everything that they say that they value. And
here's the thing. What they say they value is one thing. What they put on paper that they value is another thing. And somewhere in the middle, they seem to come up with excuses when they feel like it.
Twisted Rooster says, "Why y'all mad?" I was just telling you what Walt Deptula on Clemson radio was saying. I didn't say that. He said it. I'm reporting on it.
Get your facts right, bro.
Oh man. All right. So I'm probably going to have to end the show around 8:30 tonight. So at about an hour and 10 minutes from now. So we better go ahead and get started on this. Is Sea-Dog? No, Sea-Dog. He must have went to the bathroom or something.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I am there you
I have to go tinkle.
You going to go take a...
Yeah, I'm tickling. What's up?
Speaking of bathroom, do you have indoor plumbing in that thing? I mean, I know there's a toilet in there, but like, would you have to empty the shitter? Are you shitting in a bucket or something?
Yeah, I actually had a guy come empty it today.
Oh yeah.
You should have.
Oh yeah. If he ain't careful, he's gonna have the whole cousin Eddie shitters full.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was definitely full. Yeah, our sink was backed up.
Oh, that's gross.
We couldn't. Yeah, it was terrible, and finally got it drained today, and I watched it drain away. It was very satisfying.
Oh, that sounds disgusting too. So what do they do? Is it just like Cousin Eddie, where they hook up a giant hose to that thing and suck all that shit out of there, or?
Yeah, and you know what they told me? How much do you think something like that costs? To have them just bring their truck out and suck all that shit out?
Well, I don't know, 50
for
bucks.
House, it's around $400 or $500.
Yeah, so we're talking about a camper here.
A camper, yeah, 50 bucks.
I mean, I don't know how big the tank is.
I don't know, but they wanted to charge us $400 for.
What? He was right.
I'm like, okay, I'm not a camper person or expert or septic tank expert. That doesn't sound right. But
I've worked for a company that they started off doing that, and they still did it some. So I've had to do a few in my time, and like I said, a house was $400 or $500.
Right. So it's like ridiculous. And then, but the guy was like, you know what? I'll come do it like off the. Like as a side thing, and I'll do it for you for $150. So I was like, yeah. So I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
So basically, you were the black ops of shitter jobs.
Yeah, dude. And freaking dude came and hooked me up. So I got my shitter drained for on the cheap.
How often do you have to do that?
Well, this is the first time since we moved in that we've had to do it.
Oh.
So.
Well, once a month.
A few months, although I don't really pee or shit in here very much. I only pee in here like late at night if I don't feel like going outside, because there's like coyotes and stuff. So we got a shop right next to us. My pawpaw's shop. He's got a toilet in there. I go shit in there.
You're too big for a coyote to mess with you.
Yeah, I can't shit in here, man. It's too small, and I don't want to clog up the.
That would be hilarious if you did.
Yeah, I don't.
Sir, just invest in you some night vision goggles and go outside. Like that's an investment that you can use for years to come.
I don't really need the goggles, but you got to get a gun or whatever in case you run into a coyote, and then you got to walk across the way, and you got to go down the. I don't know. It's just it's a pain. I'd rather just pee right there, and But yeah, I got a deal today, so I'm stoked on that.
Oh. I hope he got his card, so next time you have to get that thing sucked out, you can just call him directly.
He gave me his number, and he was like, anytime you need me, I'll come pump it for you.
This man's out here making thousands of dollars on the side hustle of sucking out shit from campers.
I was like, sweet, thanks. Hell yeah.
Technically, you can take any camper to like a rest area that has, most of the rest areas have dump offs for gray water.
There you go.
Yeah, and I heard that, but we've never hooked the camper up anywhere. It's just been sitting in the same spot, so I don't know about any of that. Like, we're hooked up to power and water and everything here, so I'd have to undo all that and then I mean, I don't know how heavy this thing is. It seems like it'd be pretty heavy. I don't know if my truck's pretty strong, but it seems like it'd be a pain in the ass to like get this thing out of here. And like my cats are in here too, so yeah.
Yeah, Twisted Rooster has a good point. He says, now you're scared of coyotes. You were living in the woods last year.
I know, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's fine. I'm not really scared. But I gotta, get a gun and then like, I don't know. It's just a.
Why do you say you have to get a gun, or you just all you have to do is pick it up and take it out with you?
Well, you don't necessarily need a gun either. I mean, you can caveman that shit with a spear or something. They still sell spears.
Okay, so then I gotta get my spear. I gotta and I can't see at night. I don't have my contacts, so I can barely see. So I couldn't tell if it was a house cat or a freaking coyote.
Yeah, he'll.
You to invest in night vision, sir.
I gotta walk.
Sea Dog end up shooting his own cat.
I gotta walk across.
Shooting the neighbor's dog.
Walk across the place, which is usually wet, and get all wet, and I walk all the way down to the thing. I'm like half asleep.
Oh my god!
And I get all woke up because I gotta poop. It's just a pain in the ass. I don't feel like it. And my pawpaw's shop is a huge mess. I have to wade through a bunch of shit in there. He's got tools everywhere, and I gotta dodge all the tools and stuff.
Yeah, look, if I gotta pee in the middle of the night, I'm not walking more than 10 feet to do so. So.
Exactly. I'd rather just get up and pee right there and go back to sleep. But that's about the only time I'll pee in the camper. During the day, I go in the shop.
Jesus Christ, these two and their first world problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into these games. Boston College at Pittsburgh last week, 24-16. Pittsburgh wins. Boston College, that's who Miami plays this week on Friday, right?
That is correct.
Friday.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even look at the schedule. I didn't realize it was on Friday.
Yeah, it's on Friday at noon.
Wow.
Yeah.
At noon?
Yeah.
Who plays a noon game on Friday?
Well,
what the hell?
But, people are
trying to listen to that game driving down the road, more than likely.
Most people are off work on Friday, and people are out. Kids are out of school and everything. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I've heard that all my life. I swear to God, I've worked day before, day of, and day after holidays my whole life.
It just depends on what your job is,
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. I don't like doing.
But anyway, that reminds. So where do we? As we go through these games, we'll look at what our predictions were from from preseason on these teams. We had Boston College. Where is it? At 4-8. What are they? Are they 3-8 right now?
They're like they've got like 6 wins, I think.
Okay.
You think?
We have Boston College at 4-8.
I'm pretty sure they've got.
Now,
I'm not certain Boston College is bowl eligible.
well, we can find out.
Pretty sure they got 6 wins.
But they, well, here, look. What's this? I got the answer for you. Oh, geez. Boston College is 6-5.
Wow, they do have 6 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jordan's in the back.
Oh, okay. I'll bring him on. Pittsburgh. We got this one way wrong. We had Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I thought they'd be better. We had them like 9 wins or something.
Trying to find it right now. 9-3.
God, dude. Try 3 and 9.
They're 3-8 right now. Yeah, and they're most likely gonna be 3-9. So.
Who do they play next week?
I
guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out in a minute. Let me
probably be 3 and 9. That's crazy.
Let me bring on J-Bo. What's up, J-Bo?
Hey, Bo.
Bro.
What's going on, fellas?
You ready for Rivalry Week?
Yeah, I had to hop on real quick. I'm probably not gonna stay the whole show, but I didn't want to miss this last one before we get to bowl season. So
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. In which we will all be participating in.
Yeah. Well,
all of us be winning is the question.
Let's see here.
Be honest.
Maybe. It depends on what the bowls are.
Yeah.
All right. No, this is not. This is this week. Let me go back to last week. I messed everything up now. All right. North Alabama at Florida State. Of course, Jordan Travis goes down. I heard he broke both his tibia and his fibula. Does anybody know exactly?
I think the technical term for it is his shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good at all. And unfortunately for him, it seems to me like this is going to be a long recovery, and he's probably going to drop way down in the draft.
Oh yeah, especially with this draft class.
I mean, he wasn't particularly high to begin with. I mean,
no,
mid-round pick.
Yeah, let's say he was going to be 4th or 5th round. He might drop down all the way to the 6th or the 7th, and that's just going to be.
Not even get drafted.
What you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's not certain that he'll ever be able to play football again.
Yeah, I think he will. Of course, I mean, I have no idea. I'm not basing that on anything. I'm not a doctor.
I don't know. I don't know
Dr.
the
Peete
extent
over
of it.
Well. Anyway, they did take care of business against a North Alabama team, 58-13, and I don't know anything about their backup quarterback other than he was highly rated coming out of high school, and he's got a lot of potential in this and that. But I mean, the guy's barely played this year except for trash time, so I don't know. I mean,
they told me, because I brought up the possibility of Jordan Travis getting hurt, in the off season, and then Florida State fans told me, he's just fine. They're not worried about their backup if he has to come in.
Well, we'll see.
yeah, well, yeah, we'll see. Somebody said Tua had a similar injury. Well, I think Tua was his thigh bone, which is even worse. But anyway, Louisville at Miami. Damn, 38-31. And it wasn't the fault of Tyler Van Dyke in this game. He threw for 327 yards. I don't think he threw any interceptions either, did he, Slim? Uh-oh.
We may have lost him.
Slim.
He's on mute.
I watched this game.
I watched this.
About that. I had my vacuum going. I didn't want y'all to have to hear that.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
Yeah,
It was a good
right
game.
before Clemson.
Miami fans are completely befuddled. They don't know who or what to blame because they're so used to blaming Tyler Van Dyke, and they can't.
He was actually played better than his counterpart. He played better than Plummer did.
He did. This is, probably. Oh, shit, kind of.
Uh-oh, I think we lost him again.
You don't hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, it connected to my truck. No, this is the first game you can kind of really put on the defense this year, to be honest with you. And if that'd be the case, well, it'd just be the case. It is what it is. They've carried us through most of our games this year.
Yeah. Nonetheless, you got Boston College this week. You should win that, although going up to Boston on a noon game on a Friday, that's dangerous territory.
If we were ranked, yes, I'd be a whole lot more worried about it, but we're not.
Yeah.
I know how he feels about Boston College.
Well,
they're not a bad team.
well,
they're not terrible.
Yeah, but Miami's also better than their record. They should be able to handle Boston College.
Yeah, you have the same record as Boston College. So.
Yes, but do you think that Boston College is as good or better than their record? Because I know for a fact Miami's better than their record.
Yeah.
At least one game.
I don't know the answer to that, but anyway, we'll see. Wake Forest got destroyed by Notre Dame. Oh, speaking of, hold on, let me go back. We had Florida State
What do you mean you don't know about that? You agreed with that very statement a week ago.
I don't know. I don't know if they're better than their record or not.
Okay, well, like I said, you agreed with that statement a week ago.
For some reason, I don't have Florida State written down here. So, I don't know about them. Louisville, we had...
I remember we had them at 5 wins.
5 and 7.
Did we? My God, what did I know? I didn't pick that.
I was dead wrong, man. I just didn't get why people thought they would be good, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I still don't really get why they're so good, but
Jordan was the only one that was saying that they were going to be better than. I don't know if you had them where they're at now, Jordan, but you didn't have them at 5 wins.
I didn't have them as a 1-loss team at this point in the season.
No, I don't think anybody did.
I had them as my most overrated team, and I was saying, like, just because your schedule's easy doesn't mean that you're good enough to win all those games. And I just didn't. And, like, anytime I asked anybody why they thought they would be good, all they kept saying was the schedule, but that doesn't mean that you're good necessarily. And
well, I mean, if you ask me, that's not what I said. I said Jack Plummer knows the system.
No, I know.
They left, the cupboard wasn't bare. Like,
I know.
I think it was very telling when Scott Satterfield left and, like, nobody transferred with him.
Yeah. Guess what we had Miami at? 7 and 5.
Nailed it. Well,
Nailed it.
I think so.
Perhaps nailed it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Of course, we had Wake Forest, which is the next game, at 7 and 5 as well.
They're sitting at 4 wins.
Yeah, so we were off on that one.
They got Syracuse on deck this week, so maybe they get to 5, maybe.
Battle of mid.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
They're not even mid. They're not good.
Syracuse also is battling for ball eligibility, too, but they fired their coach, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So anyway, Notre Dame ranked. Where are they at? Where were they at today? Tonight, I can't remember.
Is anybody else hearing that?
Slim,
Yeah.
you sound awful, man.
Slim, yeah.
Is that Slim?
I don't know what happened to your audio.
Let me see. Yeah, it's him.
You sound like a robot.
Slim, try coming back in, or I don't know if you got something going on with your headset or what. But yeah. All right. So Wake Forest got destroyed by Notre Dame. I don't think anybody's surprised about that. North Carolina and Clemson, 31-20. J-Bo, were you at the game?
No, I was not. I was having some respiratory issues, so I was like, I'm not going to that. I had a really bad cough, so I wasn't gonna put myself in that kind of situation to make that drive. Wanted to though.
That looked like, outside of maybe the Florida State game, maybe the most like hyped crowd of the season at Death Valley.
What's going on here? Are you guys going to play an away game at some point? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, this weekend.
This week.
Y'all been playing at home for the past month.
Well, we were on the road for the past month.
Yeah.
Before that. So.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah,
That's crazy how that worked out.
Yeah, we had 3 straight home games. We finished the season in Columbia this weekend. So, but anyway, this was don't let the score fool you here. It looked like North Carolina was about to go up by 2 touchdowns early in the game. One was a result of that stupid fake punt. That basically, basically handed the Tar Heels a free 6 points there. And then everybody knows that the play that Wiggins made down on the goal line to prevent that touchdown caused a turnover, which Clemson capitalized on and then took the ball down the field and scored. So that was a 14-point swing in one play, or a couple of plays.
Indeed it was.
Yeah, and then really ever since then, Clemson really never looked back. They never lost a lead. So the defensive line, this was Drake May's worst game of his college career as a starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that wasn't on him. That was because he had no time to do anything, and Clemson's defense just played out of their mind.
They did. So. Well, and I think they made him uncomfortable because even some of the throws that he did have time to make, they weren't all that accurate. So they did a good job of. The secondary played really well, especially after the first quarter. So like, you know, it was a good. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty stressful, but you know the defense played about as well as you could have asked them to. You know, going up against that offense. I mean, Omarion Hampton, I know he fumbled twice, but he had 178 rushing yards. So, you know that's I mean, to hold that offense to 20 points. I mean, it's to be commended.
Yeah, and another positive, no interceptions by Cade Klubnik.
Yeah.
You know, and Will Shipley's biggest game of the year, or best game of the year, I think.
Yep.
And
I'd say so.
And also, surprisingly, I merged the two. I called him Will Maffa. Phil Maffa, rather. I think he had 23 carries and Shipley only had 18. So that's the first time they've both been healthy and playing that Maffa got more carries, I believe.
Yep.
And but with Shipley came out on top with way more yards and yards per carry and a touchdown and everything else. But so the two of them together, I think, are deadly. If we've been calling for that all season, haven't we? To let those guys split the carries.
Yeah.
And so
the distribution was pretty. Yeah, just I didn't really understand it, but now they're finding ways to get Shipley the ball other than just handing him the football. You know,
right?
They threw the ball downfield. I mean, they used him in the screen game. Like, you know, that's what he's best at. And then you can run in between the tackles and do the traditional run stuff. But you know, you don't have to, you know, feed him the ball a million times a game and for him to be effective. You know, you got to pick your spots and let Phil get his as well. And that makes it tough.
Yeah. And we're going to need both those guys to play well this weekend with the wide receiver situation being what it is right now. It's just, it seems like every week we lose another guy. And we can't afford to continue doing that. But we still do have our best receiver playing, Tyler Brown. But anyway, we had Clemson going 12-0. Now, I didn't have Clemson going 12-0. I had Clemson going 11-1. I had them going 11-1, but I think the other guys all picked them to go undefeated. So we were way off on that one, and we also were way off on North Carolina. We said 9-3 for them. Actually, that's not way off. They are not.
No, we might have nailed that.
We might have nailed that. And I do think they'll win this week, so I guess they will be 9-3, most likely. All right, Duke at Virginia. Look at this here. I called this. I got to say, I'm wrong a lot. But I got laughed at on the ACC show last week when I said everybody else picked Duke and I picked Virginia.
Yeah, you freaking nailed it. I was surprised too, and I thought I didn't see the game, but I saw the result and I was like, "Damn, Pete was right. What the hell?"
I mean, Duke was only a 3-point favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, Virginia. I had just watched Virginia play. They are. I mean, maybe they just played a bad game against us, but they were pitiful. I mean, they looked like a Jeff Collins team. That's how bad it was.
I don't know. All in all, I mean, this second half of the year, Virginia's looked a lot. I mean, the Georgia Tech game notwithstanding, they've played really well.
Yeah.
They really should have beat Louisville. You know, they beat North Carolina. Like they've had some really like competitive game. Like I hate saying like, oh, they're the best like 3-8 team in the country, but they might be.
Well, I mean, and that's the reason I picked them. Well, first of all, Duke's been on somewhat of a downslide since they lost their quarterback. I know their defense is really good, but they don't have the depth.
Right.
And Virginia's offense, when it gets going, can score some points. As you saw in this game, they scored 30 points.
Yeah, Anthony Colandrea went. Yeah, he had a really nice game.
Yeah.
He's going to be good with more time.
Wahoo Brad says, coulda, woulda, shoulda, the story of our season. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I know. But, I mean, the ACC show had Virginia winning 2 games this year. So they exceeded our expectations.
They already exceeded our expectations, yeah.
Right.
And, you know, good for Tony Elliott, though, because I think he's bought himself. I know it was looking dicey the first half of the year, but I think he's done enough to say, hey, we're building towards something. I got a young quarterback that's talented, and you know, just give me some time to get this right, and we'll start winning games. So I think he gets at least another year.
Oh, I think so too. And plus, Virginia is not a type of team. They're not like a Miami or something that fires their coach for one bad season.
Yeah.
He'll get at least one more year. We'll talk about the recruiting and all that. As we get once the season ends. I have a feeling they're not doing well in that area, but maybe they can go out and get some guys in the portal and fill some holes or something.
Yeah. Probably take some guys from Clemson.
Probably. Yeah, I would not doubt that one bit. But and poor Duke. I mean, they started out the season hot, one of the biggest stories in college football, and then it just shows you how quarterback centric that offense is and how important he was to the offense.
Yeah, and selfishly, it's going to be like, man, like when people look at the record books for Clemson and they see that loss, and then they say, how did that Duke team do? And then they're going to see like what 7-5, 6-6, and they're going to be like, wow, they must have not been that good. But no, Duke was they're legitimately a top 25 team that had really bad luck as far as injury.
The ACC panel predicted a 7-5 season for Duke. So
I don't feel right about that one. That one feels kind of cheap.
It is kind of cheap.
Yeah, but
yeah,
we're not going to put an asterisk on it.
No,
we got to protect our reputation here.
yeah, we got to protect our reputations, right? All right, NC State at Virginia Tech. Man, NC State just keeps winning.
My reputation is shiny clean.
But again, going back to our predictions, we had NC State at 7-5. I believe they already have 7 wins, or would have 7 or 8 wins.
They're third in the ACC right now, which is surprising.
They're 8-3.
Yeah, they're 8-3.
They started out kind of bad, and I thought they were kind of bad, but they've turned it around.
Yeah, they're ranked. They're ranked 22 tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're gonna need North Carolina to dry their eyes from that butt whooping they took from Clemson last week and go out and take care of business against the Fighting Dave Dorns this week.
Yeah.
That would be great.
That would be great.
Because then Tech will finish third.
Yeah.
Would they really? Wow.
So 35.
Yes. And if we had,
just be honest.
Do what?
So I would rather North Carolina lose at this point, to be honest.
Oh. Well, speak for yourself.
I wouldn't be mad because it'd be funny. I don't like North Carolina, but I do want to be third in the ACC. Also, if we had the Coastal this year, we would have freaking this is why I fucking hate that they took away divisions. We would be in the ACC championship. Damn it.
Well, your schedule would have been different.
Huh?
Your schedule would have been different, though.
Yeah.
We played all of the Coastal teams except for Duke and Virginia Tech.
Well, that except for Duke is pretty.
Well, it depends what time of the year we would have got Duke, but yeah, you know what I mean. Like we beat Miami, North Carolina.
Man, stop it, see,
Virginia.
You beat Miami. You got a fucking blind ass replay ref that don't know what the fuck he's looking at.
Okay, touchdown, Tim. We didn't beat Miami. Okay, touchdown, Tim. You're right. We didn't beat Miami. That was what
you even said it at the time. He didn't fumble, Sea Dog.
Is that why you haven't paid me? Is it because we only have 5 wins?
Uh-oh.
Is that why you haven't paid me yet?
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
We only have 5 legitimate wins. Is that one?
Yeah, that's a very good argument that I might just use.
Oh, no.
You should use that. Yeah, you should use that. Well, guess what? When we beat Georgia this week, we'll have 6. We'll have 6 legitimate wins. That's right.
You just be happy with your bowl trip, Sea Dog. Don't try to act like if we had divisions, you'd be winning the ACC or something.
I didn't say win it, but we would be in the championship game.
All right.
We would.
Okay.
We were this close to making it last year, too.
That's because the Coastal's terrible.
I know. I liked it.
Yeah.
Like, damn it. I want a Coastal Champs freaking hat.
But,
you know?
So we're a couple games off on NC State. Virginia Tech, on the other hand, we had it 6-6. And what are they right now?
I think they're at 6 wins.
6-6?
Yeah.
I think they're 6-6. Hold on.
Or they'd have to be 6-5, yeah.
Or yeah, that's right.
Right.
They still have to play Virginia.
So we're pretty close with them.
Be 7-5 though, because They never lose to Virginia, so it'll be 7-5 for them.
That ought to be a good game.
Tony's gonna make this different.
You know what?
Oh no, Virginia Tech's 5-6.
I don't think so, guys.
This Virginia team is not a roll over and die team like they have been.
Well, they're 5-6, so they need to beat Virginia.
So, I mean, bowl eligibility is on the line here.
So we pretty much nailed their record as well. I told you we're not bad on our predictions.
Virginia's at 5.
Honestly, the ones that seemed the most obvious are the ones we did the worst on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the Miamis, the Clemsons.
Yeah.
Well, we got Miami right,
anybody
actually.
saw Pitt
I'm about to say, according to you got Miami dead on.
Yeah,
so.
we did.
We were really off on Clemson. We were really off on
Pitt.
Yeah,
Well,
Pitt
I don't think anybody saw that coming.
A loss. I was with Pete there.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody expected Pitt to be that bad. Like, they just haven't been that bad, like, in a long time.
No.
Under Narduzzi.
I thought at worst they'd go like 5 wins or something.
Do you think that Narduzzi's going to survive?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
What business?
I thought
Who do you think they are to fire him after he won 20 games the last 2 years in an ACC championship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll probably give him one more year.
They would, if they fire Narduzzi after this season, I guarantee that's going to tank their program. More significantly than I think even their fans would realize.
They ought to give him another year. If he has another terrible year, maybe.
Yeah, they need to figure out the quarterback situation there. That's the problem. But
Old Jerkovic, I thought he'd be better than that.
I don't know why. The guy's been at 3 different schools. He sucked everywhere he went.
I don't know. He had some moments at Boston College where he looked pretty good.
Some moments. Yeah, very brief moments.
Well, whenever he played Georgia Tech, I'm like, man. I mean, we make every quarterback look like freaking Michael Vick, so I don't know.
And then one of the biggest stories of the week, our boy Dino Babers gets fired from Syracuse after a loss to That's Right. Who'd they lose to? Remind me.
They lost to Georgia Tech. Is now the time for me to get to gloat?
Yeah, but let me say this real quick. What does that say about Georgia Tech, the perception of Georgia Tech, if they fire you before the season's even over just for losing to them?
You know what's funny is apparently this is not the first time this has happened. They played us in 2006, and their coach lost to us, and they fired him then too. So one of the requirements of the Syracuse job is
Didn't Georgia Tech go to the ACC championship game in 2006? I think they did. That was the year that Wake Forest won like 9-6 or something like that. I think.
Do you want to know the saddest statistic from this game? The leading passer in this game was Haynes King with 138 yards.
Yeah, we didn't throw much.
Well, apparently neither did Syracuse.
Well,
they had less than
ran
that.
Wildcat the whole game. They didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Raiders,
And they played 2 different quarterbacks too. Yeah.
They had like a tight end at quarterback and ran the Wildcat the whole game.
Dan, whatever. He sounds like a lawyer or something.
It was crazy. They came out and warmed up quarterbacks and were throwing it around like that's what they were gonna do, and then they came out in the Wildcat. We were like, whoa.
So I'll let you go off and brag in a minute, but I do have to address a couple of things that are being said in the chat real quick. We're seeing people like Raj is in here. What's up, Raj? Predicting a Clemson versus Oregon State bowl game. If that's true, sign me up for it right now.
Awesome. That would be awesome.
That would actually make me feel better about the disappointing season for Clemson. If we get to play Oregon State, I mean, Oregon State's a good team. So it wouldn't be like, if we went out there and beat up on Iowa State or something like we did in the Cheez-It Bowl a few years ago, and everyone's like, well, whoop the F and do. That would be a legit win. And also the storyline, obviously, would be great leading up to it.
What's their record?
Oregon State? They're 8-3.
Oh, so they're probably going to lose to Oregon, and y'all are probably going to beat South Carolina, so you'll both be 8-4.
And the bowl committee needs to do the right thing here and make this happen.
That would be incredible. I would love that.
Yes, me too.
Please.
They're going to do the exact opposite.
I want Southern Cal versus Oklahoma too. Oklahoma probably get a better bowl game than that, but
I actually, because of where they're both at, I think Southern Cal and North Carolina is more likely, and I think
That would be awesome.
Or
The no
North
defense
Carolina
bowl.
and LSU. I just want to see an over/under set at like 135.
Well, Caleb Williams wouldn't play, so I mean, it would be kind of lame.
If they care at all about TV ratings, they'll make that happen, because for a mid-tier bowl, which is what that's going to be, that would be the highest rated mid-tier bowl game nationally, to watch DJ play against Clemson.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The only reservation I have is, the storyline's cool, but we're going to be hearing, like, it's going to be a whole month of that.
Yeah.
And I'm just tired of people pitting the DJ versus Clemson narrative when
I'm not. I want to hear it.
I am.
Doesn't your bet? Don't you have a bet with Lou about who has better stats?
Yeah, we looked at it last night, and it's going to come down to this last game.
Well, is that regular season?
Yeah, just regular season.
Oh, you guys should extend it to the bowl game if this matchup happens.
Well, whoever wins the bet in the regular season is not going to want to extend it.
That's true, but I mean, it'd be awesome.
I guess if I lose the bet, I'll try to get into extended. Otherwise, I'm taking my money.
You should agree on it beforehand.
Yeah, but
only on the condition that they wind up together. That would be freaking awesome.
So we looked at the stats. So the bet was on three different statistics, right? Completion percentage on the regular season, total yards, and total touchdowns. So we figured it out. Klubnik's clearly going to win the completion percentage. He's too far ahead not to. DJ's got the touchdowns wrapped up, unless Klubnik scores like 8 touchdowns against South Carolina or something. But total yards, they're only 20 yards apart.
Oh, that's
20
awesome.
yards. So it's going to come down literally to this last game. Yeah. So I'm hoping that Klubnik, I think this does favor Klubnik because of the team they're playing. DJ's got to play against Oregon.
Yeah, that's true.
And he had his worst game of his year last week. He had 0 interceptions and 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So, but anyway, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see who wins that.
That would be awesome. I would love it.
All right, go ahead and gloat about your winnings and everything.
Well, I mean, what can I say? You guys were completely dead wrong. You guys got me so worked up in the offseason. In fact, I specifically remember the superlative show after the season was over. You tried to get me to say Georgia Tech was the worst program in the ACC and had no hope going forward. Slim tells me Brent Key's a bad hire, and you guys, and I knew you were dead wrong.
That's just a complete and utter lie, Sea-Dog. At least
guys,
be truthful.
You said that we shouldn't have hired him. That he was an interim. They were only good because of he was an interim, and that wasn't going to be last. That wasn't going to last.
I don't remember what I said, but I don't think I had a strong.
I'm not talking about you, Jordan.
Okay.
I said the same thing I've said about when Miami's done it. I do not think it's a smart idea generally to hire a guy that's never been a head coach before.
Well, you also said Brent Key's success was only because he was an interim and the players were hyped up for him.
Hold on now.
It wasn't going to carry over into this year.
I would like to congratulations on your bowl and your winning your bet. But I would like to at least defend myself here a little bit. Hold on. You opened up the statement by saying we were dead wrong when I had them going 5-7. Congratulations. You're going to go 6-6. Is that far off?
And guess what? You're
one game off.
Replay. Hang on, you're one competent replay official from being 5-7.
Well, you guys, yes, you were dead wrong because guess what? You got me so pissed off. I gave you an extra game over the Vegas win total, which was at 4.5. We flew past that weeks ago.
Well,
okay.
but I had them going over the Vegas win total. And by the way, the ACC panel as a whole had them going over the win total. We had them at 5-7.
You told me that we were the worst program in the.
Well, that was just me.
ACC.
That was just me. I wanted to hear you say that so I could clip the soundbite and play it over and over again.
Well, clearly I was Not gonna say
If we
that.
thought you were the worst program in the ACC, we wouldn't have picked you to go 5-7.
You
Yeah.
guys got me so pissed off this offseason. I made a bad bet.
He was literally there when we picked Virginia to win 2 games.
Yeah, 2-10.
But he was also there when we picked Georgia Tech to go 5-7.
We picked.
That's fine. I just have receipts. I wanted to bring it.
I'm
up.
looking at this list here. We picked 3 other teams.
See, dog.
We picked
I
3
wish
other
Luke
teams
was
to have a
here.
worse record than 5-7.
That's fine. Okay, that's fine. That was the preseason. This was right after the season had ended last year. Okay. I just remember it because I was freaking out that night because you all were on my ass and you were laughing at how worked up I was getting because I knew how wrong you were. You were laughing at me because I was freaking out, but I was yelling into the clouds because
That doesn't mean come on here and lie about what we said.
I knew what this team. No, you guys said all that. You may have changed it in the preseason. That's fine.
I know, but
You softened your stance.
Were
It's fine.
we laughing because you were getting worked up, or were we laughing because we were getting you worked up and it worked?
Well, now I'm
I think
getting
it's the
worked
latter.
up again,
I know.
which is fine. Now I get to bring it up and say ha ha ha. All those nights ago when I was in the woods and you guys were laughing, turns out that I was right.
So
And you guys got me to make a bad bet too, because I could have just gone to Vegas and took their freaking. I don't know what they were thinking.
That's what I
about.
always tell people is to take your shit
we
to
got you
Vegas.
to make a bad bet. You were throwing it at anybody with a heartbeat.
yeah. Well,
It's true. And Celine Driver came in and bet me for some reason. I don't understand why he did that. And then and Brian, where's my money, Brian? Are you ducking me, man? You ducking me?
yeah, pay the man his money. But congratulations. You won one more game than everyone said you would. Yeah, and you're going bowling.
No, and it's not just you guys, but I was getting extremely pissed off in the off season because I was watching like Josh Pate and those cover 3 guys. They predicted us the cover 3 clowns clean sweep unanimously picked the under for the Vegas total on Georgia Tech, which pissed me off a lot. So I mean not just you guys picked us to 5-7. I think because I got through to you, but I was shocked at the amount of people that thought we would win 3 or 4 games this year.
No, that's not how it happened. You didn't get through to us. We went through game by game and we gave our opinion on each game. So we really thought you were going 5-7.
Well, that's good. That's fine. And I'm just so happy.
I know. I've never seen somebody so happy to win 6 games in my life.
Well, when you haven't been to a bowl game in 4 years, I mean,
Yeah, I get it.
you know, it's great.
I'm happy
And
for you, and you know what?
Nobody thought we could do it either.
Not only am I happy for you, but I hope you win your bowl game too. I'm going to root for the ACC teams in the bowl.
Yeah, thanks. I've seen a couple projections. The lamest one I think would be the Pinstripe Bowl against Rutgers. Also seems like the most likely, but that would be lame. I wouldn't.
They always stick Rutgers in the Pinstripe Bowl against an ACC team. So.
Yeah, that might be that.
Yeah.
I've also seen Auburn was floating around for the Gator Bowl,
That would be hilarious.
which would be great. I think it's a
After what
match.
we just saw. Hell no.
I think
I
it's
thought
a
a
match
Gator
made
Bowl
in
was higher
heaven.
tier than 6.
That's what I thought too.
The Gator Bowl is too good for Auburn.
Yeah, well, they were going to be 7-5 if they had freaking won against New Mexico State, but not anymore. Now they're going to be 6-6. Even though I think that's a match made in heaven. I mean, we both got blown out by group of 5 teams this year. Put us together, dude. We're both 6-6. Put us to freaking with Auburn, please. That'd be awesome.
I think what about Kentucky? You mentioned that.
Yeah, Kentucky and the Mayo Bowl. Is
Yeah.
what I've also seen. Which
Evan
would
Leary.
be-
Woo.
That'd be fine with me. I think we'd probably lose, but the last bowl game that Georgia Tech won was actually against Kentucky, so that would be kind of cool. It was Paul Johnson's second to last year there, or third to last, I think. But yeah, I've seen that. So those are our kind of candidates.
All right. Moving on to Week 13, Rivalry Week is here. I think that this is one of the best weekend in all of organized sports, but that's because I love college football, and I think these rivalry games.
For you, not for some of us.
Well, as a whole, maybe not for any certain individual team. I understand.
Important programs, it is.
Yeah.
But it's what makes college football unique, to
if we're
to
gonna
other
rank
sports.
importance, if I noticed correctly, they don't put important teams on the CW. Miami never played on the CW.
Yeah, well, you can check the viewership numbers at the end of the year, and we'll see who's more important.
Yeah, Miami's usually right up there nationally.
Yeah, they watch on TV. They just don't go to the games. That's all.
I don't go to the games.
They don't pass my team.
You beat me to it.
Um,
I was listening
It's
to
a
Uncle Lou.
long ass drive for me.
I was listening to Uncle Lou. He said they were giving out buy one get two free Miami tickets.
Yeah. Yeah, that way you can buy a ticket for yourself and bring both your girlfriends with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how exactly that works with only one game left in the season.
I was trying to figure that out too.
Unless they were handing out tickets to a bowl game that they don't know that they're in yet.
No, he's talking about the game last week.
Even last week, so what was it? What would it have been? The game ticket? If you buy a ticket to the game last week, then
Wait
you
a minute,
get
they couldn't
ticket.
give out tickets to the game last week. They were in Tallahassee last week.
What?
Before Louisville, they were in Tallahassee.
I'm talking about the Louisville game.
Okay, but there's not two games after the Louisville game in the regular season.
No. Buy one ticket, get two tickets free to that game.
Oh, to that game?
Yeah. So basically, you get three tickets for the price of one. That's what.
Oh, I thought it was like with the Texas A&M game where they did.
No,
buy
so
one,
he
get
so
one
he
for
so
the Georgia Tech game.
he posted an advertisement for it. He didn't make it up. They were advertising if you want to come and
I mean, I know he did.
Yeah.
Florida State was doing some of the same shit.
yeah. So
Georgia Tech doesn't even do that.
it didn't work though because nobody came to the game against Louisville. There was like 13 people there. Oh.
No. Attendance was 45,000.
No way, dude. I watched the whole game. There was not
That
45,000 people there.
Y'all are lying. Y'all are lying like Nebraska's sellout streak.
For- 45,000.
Take that up with the people at the gate.
45,000 would have been like close to 3/4 full. It wasn't even half full.
Those people are stuffing ballots.
They're stuffing ballots.
Oh.
Well, that's the evidence I have to go on until proven otherwise. If you have other evidence, present it.
Yeah, I saw it. I watched the whole
That's right,
game.
You don't have any other evidence.
I saw the whole game.
I have evidence, all right. It's when you turn on the game and you see nobody there.
Yeah, there was nobody there, dude. I mean, there just wasn't. I watched the whole game, but whatever.
I did too.
Yeah. Then
I
you
was
saw.
disappointed by the crowd at Tech too. Honestly, I thought that we would show out a little better.
Although once again, like, and I completely agree that I don't know where they're coming up with that number, but this ain't a new thing.
I know.
Like somebody posted something on. No, when I say it's not a new thing, like the last game of the at home in '99 was like 21,000.
Yeah.
Orange Bowl.
But here's the thing: if Miami had been like in the hunt for the ACC, like let's say they would have been fighting against Louisville for an ACC championship berth, right? That place would have been sold out. But the fact that Miami's got 5 losses, they didn't show up. That's
Pretty much.
pretty much.
Well, that and the fan base is in a particularly foul mood. And I can agree with it to an extent because they're going to look back on this season, you know, really and truly as what could have been. I mean, if Tyler doesn't get into the slump he got in, I mean, you could probably knock a couple of those losses off.
At the hands
Maybe
of
not
my
necessarily
Yellow Jackets.
Florida State. once again, you're a competent replay official from being 5-7. So I would tread lightly if I was you, Sea-Dog.
I'm not trying lightly at all. I'm stomping around, making a bunch of noise.
But now I'm not saying we would have beat Florida State because I mean I call that every year as a pick'em game. But I'm fairly certain they don't lose to NC State at that point. North Carolina, maybe. Like I said, they're kind of a pain in our ass. I could see a couple more losses off of that.
But Miami at Boston College this Friday at 12 p.m. I don't know. I'd be a little bit worried about this if I were you. I know you're not worried about it, but I mean, I think Miami's a better team. I will tell you that.
Yeah, I'd be slightly wary, but I think Miami's going to win this game.
Don't forget, early in the season, Florida State went up to Boston College and almost lost.
True.
This is true.
This is very true.
Well, I don't know. Actually, I'm looking on Twitter today. I'm less worried about this game, and I mentioned this to Jordan earlier, and wondering what's going to happen for the bowl game. Because I don't know if Tyler Van Dyke is fucking with people, or because I haven't listened to the interview yet, or if people are just reading too much into it. But they're already thinking that he's not going to play in the bowl game.
Well, he is hurt.
Oh, and I completely get it.
Yeah.
And the shit they've said about him this season, I wouldn't be mad at all if he threw them all the middle finger and sat out of the bowl game.
Is he going to transfer?
A lot of people think so. I don't necessarily want him to.
I wouldn't want him to.
I mean,
He's like Miami's ukulele.
Yeah.
He would go somewhere else and be really good.
Is he really good, though? I mean, so all year, all we hear is how trash Klubnik is, but he's got the same exact stats as DJ. So,
yeah.
So, I don't know. Whatever.
And I maintained the same thing all along, that Tyler was just going through a slump. It happens. I mean, it sucks it happened the way it did, but it happens.
Haynes King has that issue. Like, it seems like he's boom or bust a lot of times. Like, when he's on, there's not 10 quarterbacks better than him, but like, man, when he's having a hard time, geez, it's hard to watch. I'm not kidding, dude.
Well, like, even when, see, here's the difference though. Even when Tyler's got a game with multiple turnovers, like Georgia Tech, like North Carolina, the offense still put up over 500 yards.
Well, yeah, we don't have. I mean, our offense isn't that good around Haynes King, but. I'm just saying, like, when Haynes
really
King is playing,
yeah, I mean,
there's really only
there's really only 2 games I think you can point to and say just all around Tyler had bad games, and then of course he was held out of the Clemson game due to injury.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they can cap the season off with a win at Boston College. Kentucky at Louisville. Louisville still has their playoff hopes alive.
Wait, did you say that he didn't play in the Clemson game?
Who?
TVD?
Yeah, Tyler Van Dyke didn't play in the Clemson game.
And y'all still beat him?
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
almighty.
Yeah, we lost to a backup quarterback.
I wish we could have played Clemson earlier in the season, damn it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I said it before. I mean, it's
Of course, they catch you guys when you're on fire. Yeah.
Well, it's not like, I mean, it may have been their game plan because Emory was playing, but I mean, he was basically a non-factor for the most part. I mean, there's nothing.
I think that's why you guys won, to be honest, because they didn't do any. They hit him really well, and they didn't take any risks, and they let Clemson piss all over them.
Yeah.
I'm about to say that predicates them though being able to run all over that Clemson defense, which. I mean, I told Pete this. If you'd have told me that's how that game was going to go beforehand, I'd have called you nuts.
That was another 3 turnover game for the Tigers. I think they're bad ones too.
Will Shipley fumbles at the goal line. Next play, they take it in for an 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, 85 longest touchdown scored on Clemson, rushing touchdown in like 14 years.
Yeah, that was a hard game to watch, man. for me, not for you. For me,
blew a 17-7 lead. I mean, a lot, pretty much every way that Clemson, could shit on themselves in that game, they did. But it is what it is. That's the story of our season. So it was just another microcosm of. We did it against NC State the very next week. So.
Yeah, and then we get you sons of bitches as soon as you freaking turn the corner. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, post Notre Dame. Notre Dame was kind of that
Notre Dame,
point.
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, it was when you guys ended that road stretch and came back home.
I'm a good luck charm. I went to the Notre Dame game, and I got it turned around. So you're welcome.
Thank you, Pete.
I'm like the opposite. Every time I go, we lose. Damn it.
Yeah, thanks, Nature Boy. We gotta move on here. Kentucky at Louisville. Louisville still has playoff hopes alive. They need some help though, because they do have that one loss. How in the hell did they lose to Pittsburgh? Somebody explain that to me.
It was just the same reason we lost. It kind of like when we lost to Syracuse in 2017.
Yeah,
it was just a weird game.
It happens.
They just
it was a bad spot.
Got caught sleeping.
But a win against Kentucky and then a win against Florida State in the ACC championship. They'll have a chance. I'm not saying they're going to get in, but they'll have a chance because Florida State's most likely going to be ranked in the top 5 or 6 unless they somehow get blown out by Florida, which I don't think is going to happen. Florida's terrible.
Yeah, Florida's on the backup quarterback too.
Yeah,
so.
They'll find an excuse to put in Alabama over Louisville.
Look, honestly, I
think they should put Alabama over Louisville if it were to come down to it. But
I believe.
I completely disagree.
Strength of schedule, Louisville's strength of schedule is pretty awful.
Yeah.
Significantly worse than Bama.
That's the reason they're sitting there.
I don't see any justification to put Louisville over Alabama.
That's the reason they have multiple 2-loss teams ahead of them in the rankings because it's because of their schedule. And their bad loss.
And their one loss is the worst.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's worse than anybody else's loss. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't think they can beat Kentucky either. I'll believe it when I see it. I think they probably lose to Kentucky and probably beat Florida State.
I don't know. Scott Satterfield is not coaching that team, so I think they can beat Kentucky.
To say they can't beat them is you might say you don't think they're going to, but to say they can't, that's silly. Of course they can.
I said I'll believe it when I see it because I
mean that's fair. That's fair because they haven't done it in a while.
Yeah,
they just haven't. I mean, they've had better teams even under Satterfield, but I don't know.
And I've been saying all week the game's in Kentucky.
Better teams than this one? No, they haven't.
It's not in Kentucky. It's at Louisville.
No, better teams than Kentucky. I meant
home game for the Cardinals. The bird with teeth are at home. I thought that for some reason they were playing in Kentucky.
Well, they ought to win.
No, it's not in Lexington. It's in Louisville.
Yeah. I mean, technically it's in Kentucky, the state. So I'm right.
Posted a strange stat for Louisville. They said they've played in when they get to the ACC championship, they will have played in 5 NFL stadiums this year, which is interesting.
Wow.
They played in Atlanta in the Falcons Stadium against us, and then the Dolphins Stadium against Miami, and then the Pittsburgh, the Steelers, against Pitt. The Panthers Stadium for the ACC championship and one other. Yeah,
so I think they only played one on-campus road game or something like that.
Strange.
Yeah.
Very strange.
That's wild.
Very strange.
But I'm taking the Cardinals in a close one against Kentucky. So.
I think this team is different, but.
Well,
they'll probably burn me because before Satterfield left, I swore to myself I'd never pick them to beat Kentucky again until he was gone.
I just got it. I can't
see. That's what I said
until
too.
they did it.
That's what I said too. I was like, I just don't think they can. But
I can't pick against Louisville. I mean, every week as the season went on, I kept picking against them. Well, this is the week the axe is finally going to drop, and then they just kept winning. So you know what? I'm like.
I did it. After the first game, I knew that they were legitimately good because I knew we were good. Well, I thought we were good.
Plus, Kentucky just lost to a bad South Carolina team. So that's still on my mind, too. Pittsburgh at Duke.
Gamecock fans.
I mean, how good is Louisville, though, playing such a close game against Miami?
Well, didn't you just say Miami was better than their record?
Yeah.
Which everybody has argued with me up to this point.
I haven't argued with you. I think Miami, if I were to, I think Miami's probably a top 25, top 30-ish team. It's like from a power rating standpoint, I think so. So, I mean, I think they're better than their record. They lost some games they shouldn't have, just like Clemson has. So
yeah. Pittsburgh at Duke. I got to take Duke here. I just don't have any faith in Pittsburgh. This is a noon game on Saturday, by the way.
I'm starting to lose faith in Duke.
Yeah,
I am too. I actually think Pitt is playing with some momentum right now. I'm actually going to take Pitt to win.
Man, that'd be a terrible ending to a great start for Duke if that happened.
It really would. But I think Pitt's defense is playing better, and I think this is a bad situation. I think Pitt is finding a little bit more from their receivers, especially. I think they're playing a lot better. So, and they're doing just enough in the run game. I don't know. I think Duke is trending in the wrong direction. I could look at that score and Duke's up like 24-3 or something like that. Wouldn't surprise me, because their defense is still really good. But
yeah,
it is.
I don't know. I think Pitt is playing better football as of late.
Yeah, I agree. So the game's in Duke. I'll take the home team in that one. Wake Forest at Syracuse, a Dino Baberless Orange team. This game is at Syracuse for what that's worth, and this game is on the CW network. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch that.
We haven't talked about this. They finally did it. We were talking about how when were they going to fire Dino Baber as well?
Yeah, I mean, what was he, 44? And I mean, he was well below 500 in 8 seasons.
He wasn't that far below. He was like 49-54, I think.
I didn't think that he was that bad, like doing that bad. I didn't realize how bad his stats were there until people started posting them.
Yeah, he's only been to 2 bowl games in 8 seasons.
That's dreadful. In 8 years, that's freaking horrible.
I mean, he had the 10-win season, and his reputation has sort of been surviving off of that since that 10-win season, which is understandable because it's Syracuse. Mm-hmm. I understand why they fired him, but I also don't. It's that situation where it's like, is it a Dino Babers problem or is it a Syracuse problem?
Right.
And I tend to believe it's a Syracuse problem, not a Dino Babers problem. So
I wonder who they hire.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to go out and get either a coach from the Group of 5 or maybe a coordinator from somewhere else. I doubt they're getting a head coach to make a jump from another Power 5 team.
Willie Fritz might be a good fit for them.
Or Willie Taggart.
Willie Taggart? Oh, maybe Urban Meyer can go resurrect his career at Syracuse.
Oh, no.
Somebody said Jimbo Fisher earlier. That made me chuckle.
Oh, no. Look, I don't know.
Joey Foster's been running around. Anytime anybody talks about Jimbo, he said, y'all better talk nice about my future head coach.
Oh, my God. Why would they fire their coach?
He literally had everything you could ever want at Texas A&M and sucked balls.
Not to mention West Virginia's having a good season, better than anybody thought they would.
Well, Texas A&M is another one where, considering their history, is that a Jimbo problem or is that a Texas A&M problem?
Well, Jimbo's problem, he's got
not a Texas A&M problem.
He's got Les Miles syndrome. His offense is from 15 years ago. And he's so, I mean, look, it wasn't a talent problem. Well, it wasn't a talent problem with him. It wasn't a talent problem with the guy before him, and it wasn't a talent problem with the guy before that. For some reason, Texas A&M just can't.
That's why I say, are we sure it's not a Texas A&M problem? Maybe they got bad juju.
It's not. They need to hire Mike Elko. That's who they need to hire.
Wahoo Brad said Manny Diaz. How about that?
Come on.
To where? A&M?
Yeah, no, to Syracuse.
Oh, that might not be bad.
Manny Diaz is not a bad recruiter. And I think starting somewhere smaller, I don't know if Syracuse is right, maybe Group of 5.
Damn.
Well, I mean, I'm saying, man,
I mean,
this is basically a Group of 5 job.
I would rather be the defensive coordinator for Penn State than the head coach of Syracuse.
True.
Yeah.
But the money's probably about the same too. So.
Well, not 3 or 4 million.
You know what? I'm taking the fruit. Wake Forest is terrible. So is Syracuse. Don't get me wrong. But they're going to win one for Dino Babers, and they're at home.
Dino coached that last
Hey,
game?
Syracuse played their hearts out. They didn't give up.
They don't have a quarterback, though. That is a problem.
They didn't. They tried their ass off, though. So I think they
Are they
can
going to let Dino coach that last game, or are they just?
No, he's gone.
Rocks?
He's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't let him finish the season.
That's what I said. It's like, what?
There's one game at this point.
Right. Why not let him coach the last game and, go out on top with his team or whatever?
Yeah.
Anyway, Virginia Tech at Virginia. We talked about this in the last, when we were looking at week 12. I'm actually taking Virginia to win this. This game's at Virginia. Virginia Tech's historically, how many times has Virginia been picked to win this game but still lost? That's what Sea Dogs mentality is.
Yeah, no, I'm picking Virginia Tech.
Like, if I'm going to put money on this game, I'm going to put it on Virginia Tech, but, like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if in the fourth quarter Virginia's up by 6 to 8 points.
Virginia Tech has something to play for here. They got to win this game to make a bowl.
Virginia Tech does? They're only at 5 wins?
They're 5-6.
Wow.
Yeah. So Virginia,
What about Virginia? Are they only at 4?
Yeah, they don't have a chance to make a bowl, but they do have a chance to ruin their in-state rivals' chances of making a bowl.
This is the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
Nah, give me Virginia Tech. I bet they will. They have that extra motivation, and they always beat them. Yeah.
I'm taking the team with a better quarterback. Give me Virginia. I'm believing in Tony Elliott.
There you go. And Virginia is playing a lot better towards the end of the season than they played early in the season. So
They are.
All right. Florida State at Florida. Man, unfortunately, no Jordan Travis or Graham Mertz for that matter. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
Well, the Florida State man lets us know that their backup is very, very good. Some of them even said he was better than Jordan Travis, which might be the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Have y'all seen Pinecone on Twitter, man? He's down bad. He's cheering for Florida.
Yes.
I can't even think of his name now.
He is down bad.
I can't even think of the damn backup quarterback's name for Florida State
Now,
Taylor or something.
Rodemaker.
So who's playing for Florida? I honestly just don't know. Who's the quarterback for Florida?
Something Brown. What's his name?
Brown. Yeah, Zach Brown was
no.
Oh, that's a country singer.
You know, like my chicken fried.
I can't. I don't know why I can't think of his first name. You know?
It's something, but his last name's Brown. I can tell you that much.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
I would have a lot of fun if my player's name was that. That'd be awesome.
You know, it beyond just Jordan Travis, if last week hadn't happened, I would expect Florida State to wipe the floor with them, but Florida gave Missouri all they wanted, and that's a top 10 team. That was top 10 team last week. They were number 10.
They still are. They're ranked 9 tonight.
And Florida State was struggling with that North Alabama team even before he went down, right?
Where did you say Louisville was ranked?
Is Max Brown.
There you go. What's his? Is he a freshman or is he a transfer? What is he?
They got him out of high school. I'm pretty sure he's a sophomore or
I remember him coming in last year and he won against Louisville on the road. He was impressive. It was one of those like Thursday night games.
All right.
Where did you
I
say
remember
Louisville
being impressed.
was ranked again?
out of high school.
He was slinging it around. Louisville's ranked 10.
10.
Yeah, he's a sophomore or redshirt freshman, whatever.
I remember him coming in playing pretty good.
Wait a minute. They dropped Louisville a spot. They basically flipped Louisville and Missouri. That's nuts. I didn't even think about that.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Like, why is Louisville ahead, like behind Missouri when they have 2 losses? I don't get it.
Yeah, they flipped Louisville, Missouri, and they flipped Washington and Florida State. So, I don't know. I'm taking Florida State in this game. I might give Florida a better chance if Graham Mertz wasn't hurt, because Graham Mertz was actually playing pretty well. I mean, but
that young quarterback's the one that tied it up and actually gave Florida a lead, though.
It would be the most Florida State thing to lose to Florida this week, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen Rodemaker play. He's pretty decent.
And I mean, I'm not trying to hype up, dropping 50 on North Alabama, but coming in that situation and then going on a 50-0 run with your backup quarterback.
Well, yeah, they were losing too.
Okay. Yeah, they were losing. So I'm not going to completely knock him.
Jordan, I don't know if you saw the meme on Twitter that somebody posted, and it kind of, I don't know, it got a bunch of views and likes and everything. It was a picture of Trevor Etienne in a Clemson uniform, and it said 2024.
No, I haven't seen it.
He in the transfer portal?
That's funny.
Yeah. No. As far as I know, he's not going anywhere. I don't know. But
You're just fiending for him?
I guess it's just wishful thinking. I don't. As far as I know, that's hasn't been discussed. And of course, we know. I'd be surprised if Dabo got him, but yeah, it's wishful thinking.
Florida State has.
Well, that would fit right in with the nepotism habit of Dabo.
They have those bastards have the little brother of one of our best players from the past couple of years. They have Wanye Thomas's little brother, Azaria Thomas. He freaking didn't come to Tech. He went to freaking Florida State, and I want him. But of course, he's having a good time over there. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm chalk that one up as a good life choice.
Whatever, dude.
All right, this next one should be fairly easy.
Carrying water for Florida State.
Georgia at Georgia Tech. Prime time, baby, at Bobby Dodd. And our boy Sea-Dog is going to be there. Are you going to be dressed up? Will we get to see the Buzzsaw again?
No. Did y'all see that video?
Yes.
At the freaking... Dude, the Buzzsaw was a hit at the freaking game.
I bet.
I noticed how the Buzzsaw's accent changed around Macho Wreck.
What?
What?
I'm not sure I follow.
Y'all's little halftime video.
What did his accent change to?
It sounded like he was trying to copy old Macho Wreck.
Are you sure?
Go back and listen to it, man.
If anything, Macho Wreck is copying the Buzzsaw. Okay?
Yeah, well, they're both wrestling characters, so I mean, they all kind of sound the same anyway.
Okay, let's be real. Buzzsaw is clearly superior to Macho Wreck, okay? Did y'all see they had a tussle outside of the stadium?
Yeah. Oh, refresh my memory. Did Macho Wreck go shirtless like he does in his videos?
No.
No.
Macho Wreck had the jersey on. It was cold.
Yeah. That would have been better if he didn't.
But no, the Buzzsaw will not be appearing at the Georgia game.
All right. Well, I don't know. It might be your good luck charm. I mean, when's the last time you went to a Georgia Tech game and watched them win? Before last week.
Well, the Duke game last year. In overtime, it was a thriller. Then, of course, we turn around the next week and lose to Virginia. So, you know.
Well, you're almost 4 touchdown underdogs in this one here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be all the more sweet when we wipe the freaking floor with those sorry-ass mutts. I can't wait to stomp their face, and I hate them some bitches so much. God, it would be the best fucking dream come true if we just ruined their season. It'd be amazing.
I mean, would you really be ruining their season, though?
Well, I mean, I think they'll probably lose to Alabama, too. So, yeah. Keep them out of the playoffs. Hell, yeah. And,
First play, Jamal Haynes, 75-yard touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's almost guaranteed to happen. They've given up
drive touchdowns.
Yeah, the opening drive, they've given up the past however many games, which is crazy because last year they all year they didn't give up any touchdowns in the first quarter until it got to the game against us. And we went right down there with Zach Gibson and Tyson Pumachan and Tyson Pumachan walked it in on them.
You say something about them losing to Alabama in the SEC championship game. I've been trolling some of these SEC banner waivers all week. about how if that happens, SEC gets left out of the playoffs.
They don't want to hear that shit, man. But they're going to lose out. I mean, they're not like a million light years better than Alabama. I'm sorry to tell you. I mean,
well, they're not getting let because even look in some alternate universe, if Georgia Tech beat Georgia and then Alabama beat Georgia, Alabama will get in the playoffs with one loss.
yeah.
So that's not happening.
One loss SEC champion will get in.
Unfortunately, no, not when they're putting them up again. Like I think Georgia's going to win that game regardless. But if Georgia loses the SEC championship game against Alabama, one-loss Alabama will absolutely get left out over a one-loss Texas.
Look, here's what's going to happen.
But Georgia will
Tech
get in.
And Auburn are going to win both their games, okay, to this weekend. We're going to meet in the Gator Bowl. And then Alabama will win the SEC championship, and SEC gets left out of the playoffs because they have the 2 lost teams, okay?
So you think Auburn's going to beat Alabama?
Yep, and Georgia Tech's going to beat Georgia. So Alabama's got 2 losses. Georgia's got 1.
All right, I said I wasn't going to make any more bets this year, but I want to win my money back. Do you want to bet at that?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to bet that because if that happens, I am riding the ass of every SEC bandwagon waiver on the internet all off season long.
If they got left out of the playoffs?
All right.
Well, if they get left out of playoffs, but especially if Georgia Tech and Auburn both beat Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unfortunately,
sorry.
that's not likely.
All right, we got to move on. Is anybody picking Georgia Tech other than Sea-Dog? No. All right, thank you.
Woo,
Clemson at South Carolina. All these primetime games, Georgia Tech, Clemson, South Carolina, North Carolina State. These are all interesting. But Clemson at South Carolina. South Carolina needs this game to make a bowl game, so they are playing for something other than just pride here.
Do they really get to 5 wins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow, I thought
they
they
beat
did.
Jacksonville
Wow.
State, Vanderbilt, and Kentucky, but
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they're not winning.
to add a little extra spiciness to this, apparently there's some PigskinPeete Carolina jackpot beef brewing.
There's not any beef.
I can't. I joined that stream in the middle of it, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
It's
happened?
more like Pete fucking with Jackpot, and he gets all mad. Is that what it is?
I think it's more jackpot fucking with himself while he's drunk.
Yeah, I didn't start anything with him. He said something. He said some stuff that I thought was out of line, and I addressed it, and he apologized. So that we moved on. That's it. So.
And then he'll get drunk again and say it all again.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I accepted his apology, so I'll just leave it at that.
He says some crazy shit when he gets drunk.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta love jackpot.
I'll have to go back and view that.
Anyway, so Clemson obviously lost last year in Death Valley. 1 point, missed a field goal. The ring around the Posey, pocket full of Posey play on the kickoff. I mean, it's like virtually anything they could have done wrong in that game, they did. Found a way to lose. South Carolina found a way to win. Look, Clemson's a better team this year than they were last year, despite what their record says, especially defensively. And South Carolina is a.
Didn't they try some shenanigans this past week on a damn punt or a kickoff or something?
They've done it 2 weeks in a row, man. They did it against Georgia Tech and North Carolina. And
that was like our only points in non-garbage time was when you guys went for it. You did a fake punt off your own 30 in like the first quarter.
Yeah, and the same result. And they did the same thing against North Carolina with the same result. And the result was they didn't get the first down, and they turned it over on downs, and the other team scored.
They immediately scored.
Yeah, so God, I hope they don't do that this week. But I don't know why they do that, especially in the first quarter when the game's not in question. And that's the kind of shit you do whenever you're trying to pull a win out of your ass, not in the first quarter. But whatever, they still found a way to win both of those games, thank God. But anyway, South Carolina, in my opinion, offensively is a one-man show or two-man show. They have, I think Spencer Rattler is good, and they have XT or what's that guy's name?
Xavier Leggett.
Yeah, XL is what they call him.
Yeah,
and he's a good receiver.
Is he the one Jackpot made a video about? Apparently, is not going to play in the game.
No, he's talking about Juice.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah. But I said this, and I believe this. Rattler is not even in the top 2 or 3 best quarterbacks that Clemson's played this season, and XL is not in the top 2 or 3 best receivers that Clemson's played this season. And really, that's all they got.
I would disagree with that. I think Spencer Rattler is made to look a whole lot worse than he is by the team around him. Like, I'm on the verge of feeling bad for Spencer Rattler.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he's a good player on a bad offense. I agree with you there. But that offense is who's playing against Clemson's defense this weekend, unfortunately for South Carolina. It's going to be a long day for Rattler. Now, he can make you pay. I mean, he is very athletic, but they just don't have enough weapons, in my opinion, to win this game. So, obviously, I'm taking Clemson.
Me too. Not right now. So.
Yeah, but that's when you can venture into the land of overconfident.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're playing like poo-poo on the road, so.
I'm also worried about penalties in this rivalry. Things get crazy. You know, you get players getting a bunch of personal fouls and shit like that. Clemson needs to stay disciplined in this game.
We had that against Syracuse, dude. There was like fights and shit.
Yeah, and that's something I worry about this week too, because you really started to see it in that Louisville game. Players' tempers have gotten a little short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a player get kicked out for spitting on the other team on the other guy.
Well, that's just nasty.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think about this, J-Bo?
Run the ball.
Run the ball, Paul.
Yeah, that's my keys to victory. Run the ball, stop the run.
Off the side of Shipley.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And then, just don't, limit Rattler. I mean, they're gonna get some. I mean, Xavier gets a good receiver. He's gonna make some plays, but they're a one-dimensional offense. You'll be able to get off the field as long as you make them one-dimensional.
Yeah.
So, run the ball. And Cade, don't turn the ball over, and you should be okay.
Well, that goes for Shipley too.
Yeah, it does.
It goes for the entire offense. I mean, it goes for Maffa, it goes for Shipley, it goes for Klubnik.
I mean, Klubnik has taken the majority of the blame from the fan base on a lot of
because Klubnik has most of the fumbles. He led the nation in fumbles at one point.
Yeah, and not only that, he's also 3 times now defied what the coaches told him to do and went rogue.
Yeah, but those fumbled exchanges go on his stat line. But I mean, you
go back and those are always the fault of the quarterback.
Yeah.
Always.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. It's his. It is his. He has the ball, and it is his decision when to pull or when to let go. The running back can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
If he decides to pull too late, the ball is going to come out. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
Cade has made the read too late, tried to pull, and the exchange was fumbled.
And then
none of those are on Will Shipley or whatever running back. Those types of things are never on the running back.
No. I mean, Moffitt's fumbled a couple times carrying the ball, and so is Shipley.
That is a fact. That is how you're taught that mesh point when you're running a zone read. It is the quarterback's job to make that read quick enough and pull or hand it off.
You're making the assumption that all of those fumbled exchanges are Cade trying to pull the ball back out.
They were.
They are. You can see him try to pull the ball back. You can see him try to pull the ball back, and it comes out.
Okay, Jordan.
He's right.
They're not, but
they were.
I am right. I'm not going to budge on this because I've watched every.
Yeah, Jordan's right. They were because of that. But not only that.
That's just not true.
It is true. But
it is.
No, it's not.
We'll just have to agree to disagree then. But on top of that, now he's been much more careful with the ball, recently. But some of the interceptions he threw early in the season, they weren't just like tip balls that weren't his fault. They were bad interceptions. Now he's cleaned that up a little bit. I just hope that place is going to be loud and rocking, and I know he's going to be under a lot of pressure. I just hope he doesn't revert back to his bad habits from earlier in the season. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. That's the only thing that worries me about this game is how he plays. I don't have any questions about how good the defense is going to play. I don't have any questions about how good we're able to run the ball if we stick to the run. He's really the if they lose this game somehow, it most likely will be because of him. That's the way I feel. Oh, but Clemson by 50. Thank you. North Carolina at North Carolina State. Anything to think about this one? NC State needs this to get to, 9 wins? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Go Tar Heels. I want to be third in the freaking conference.
Both teams are playing for 9 wins in this game.
Yeah. And they hate each other. And I don't know. The game's in NC State. North Carolina hasn't played great. They got demolished by Clemson last week. I don't know. I think I'm taking the team with the better quarterback in this one. I know North Carolina's defense is just terrible, but I think this might be a shootout.
Yeah, didn't NC State have their quarterback quit?
Hold on, I got to address who Twisted Rooster. He seems to be upset with something we said in the I don't know who he's arguing with.
Well, we all just picked South Carolina to lose. So.
He's saying that I didn't, because of what I said about Rattler. I said we played 2 or 3 quarterbacks that are better than him this year.
I wouldn't say 2 or 3. But I think I would put him. I'd put him No, I'd put him second.
I don't know. We played Drake May. We played Tyler Van Dyke. We played Jordan Travis.
No, Rattler is better than Tyler Van Dyke and Haynes King. Not a question.
I didn't say Haynes King. I didn't say Haynes King. Sea Dog said that.
Spencer Rattler is better than Tyler Van Dyke. I'm not even going to have this conversation.
Well, of course he's better than Tyler.
Spencer Rattler is. You're not going to have a conversation.
I'm not putting him over Drake May. I think that's the only quarterback.
Tyler Van Dyke licks nuts.
Okay, look. I said 2 or 3. So Jordan Travis and Drake May are better than Spencer Rattler.
I'll listen to Jordan. I think Spencer Rattler is the better thrower of the football, but Jordan Travis is the combination of he's become a much better thrower, and obviously his legs are dangerous. So we could have that conversation, but so I guess. But I think Drake May. We've played the best quarterback we'll face all year already.
Twisted Rooster doesn't think Drake May is better than Rattler, sir.
Take that up with NFL scouts.
Yeah, take that up with NFL scouts.
Take that up with the NFL scouts.
He's going to be a top 10 pick in the draft. Rattler won't be. Not even close.
I'm glad you said that, Jordan, because by every measurable from PFF, Tyler Van Dyke is better than Spencer Rattler.
I do not care about PFF grades.
But you literally just said, look at what NFL scouts say. I said PFF. Is PFF NFL scouts? Those are a bunch of none of those guys work for NFL teams. I didn't say they did.
So what are you talking about? What is that? My statement about NFL draft scouts have anything to do with PFF?
I've said it now 4 times because they absolutely look at PFF grades.
They look at PFF grades, but I don't. Those are not. If you're only looking at PFF grades to determine how good a player is, then you're going to be pretty it's
incorrect
a lot of the time.
That's just one I'm bringing up.
Okay, well,
I don't necessarily think that you're going to be wrong more times than you're right, because if you look at all the highest graded quarterbacks, they're all the Heisman finalists, or at least who everybody has in their Heisman finalist right now.
What?
So how far off could PFF really be then?
What? What is your argument?
You look at the highest quarterbacks graded according to PFF. Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Michael Penix. Those are all Heisman Trophy candidates.
Yeah, I can give a grade to those players and say because they're playing well, and I can say those guys get a 90 grade. I mean, that doesn't mean that their analysis is any good when it comes to the lower level.
Their analysis is matching up with Heisman finalists, so you're the odd man out here.
What are you talking? Matching up? You're acting like they are prescribing these grades, and then these guys are being selected as Heisman finalists. Like they're just everybody can see those guys are playing good football. That's not that doesn't make them some like genius level, like they know what they're doing. But yeah, Bo Nix is really good at football. Michael Penix is really good at football. Jaden Daniels is really good at football. I can slap a grade on all of them. But
so is Tyler Van Dyke.
They are first of all, here's the thing about PFF. They do not have a large staff, and they supposedly grade all 130 whatever teams in FBS, every single player, every single snap. Now, I don't know what to tell you, man, but they are not consistent with their grading system. I've met people who worked for them. I think PFF grades have some value, but if you're just going to point to that and say that means this player is better than that player, I'm not having that conversation. Spencer Rattler has played better than Tyler Van Dyke by every conceivable metric.
Okay, you're right, Tom. Clemson didn't play Van Dyke. You're right. They didn't play Van Dyke, but they did play Travis and they did play May.
Right.
Well,
that's a good point. So I don't even know why Tyler Van Dyke. So I'm not Spencer Rattler, but either way, even if we had played Tyler Van Dyke, I would be saying this. Spencer Rattler has played better than Tyler Van Dyke this year.
No.
And Clemson played Sam Hartman. We can debate about that. We don't have enough time, though. we don't have enough time for that.
And that's just so disappointing. I expected better.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, like I said, that we could probably have a 20 or 30-minute conversation on the Sam Hartman situation. It's mind blowing, honestly. But
it is.
So. But I did mention I had to get off at 8:30. It's now 8:50, so I do have to go. I'm late. But so anyway,
Such is life.
Yeah. So anyway, we got some great games coming up this weekend. Any last words? Where's Sea Dog at?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
All right, J-Bo. Thanks for coming on, buddy. And of course, go Tigers, beat the Cocks.
Go Tigers.
All right, buddy. Thanks. All right, Slim.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on.
Send my money.
Yes, send his money.
Well, that was something I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, and I was going to ask Rick too. Did you want a photo op with this? Or you just want me to send it to you?
Photo op? Oh. Yeah,
that was the whole point in paying Pete at the slobs before, was so he could get the photo op of paying up the bet. So
that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Or I can just send it to you now. It doesn't.
That'd be just fine. I'll see you at the slobs.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, Slim. Take it easy, buddy.
All right, y'all.
See ya.
Old Slim Shady Canes.
Bulldog Brian, where's that fool at?
I don't know. We'll see him eventually.
Old Bulldoggy dog was so wrong.
All right, Sea Dog. Great show, my friend.
Yes,
and again, for the last time, congratulations on your big win. Your big multiple wins. You won.
Oh yeah.
You won a lot of things last week. So,
that's right.
And good luck against Georgia. You're going to need it. But have fun at the game either way.
Hell yeah! I'm not going to have fun. I'm not going to get all pissed off if we lose. I'm going simply to put gold in the stands. That's what I'm going for. And to hang out with my Georgia Tech brethren one last time. So if you're watching the show, you're a Georgia Tech fan, come see me at the game. We're going to have a freaking tailgate. It's going to be a great time.
There you go. All right, Sea Dog. Talk to you later, buddy.
See ya.
Later. All right, that's going to do it, guys. Oh, by the way, quick announcement here. At somewhere around 10 or 10:15, so about an hour and 15 minutes from now, I am planning on going on Traveling Fools channel. He asked me to come on and do they're doing a trivia night over there. So if you're not busy and you want to hang out over there on Traveling Fools channel tonight around 10 o'clock-ish and watch some trivia and some cutting up, I'm sure, then tune into that. So, and then, again, no shows tomorrow or Thursday, but I'll be back here on Friday. Well, actually, I'll be back on my second channel on Friday for the midday show. And then I'll be back here on this channel on Friday night for the call-in show. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon. Have a good night.